Parents and teachers, did you know that this reading skill is as important as driving a car? Kumusta po kayong lahat? My name is Chris Austria, a retired English and literacy teacher and a superintendent from the United States, now based in the Philippines. Do you remember when you started learning how to drive a car? You were so worried about shifting the gear, making sure whether your foot is on the gas or on the clutch. You are so in tune and focused on the mechanics of driving that you did not have the time to look around and enjoy the scenery. So just like learning the mechanics of driving in order to enjoy the scenery, for reading comprehension, a child must have good reading fluency. The reading fluency will provide the students the opportunity to focus on the meaning and the substance of whatever they're reading. So before I give you 3 strategies on how to improve your students' reading fluency, let's define what reading fluency is. Reading fluency means the ability to be able to read orally with the correct intonation, with the correct pacing, with the correct emotion, and recognizing that punctuations in the end and punctuations all around the sentences should matter. So here are the 3 strategies that have worked with me in the past and the ones that I've always suggest to my teachers. And the third one is, I believe, going to level up your students' reading fluency. The first strategy, which is very common and very familiar to a lot of teachers, is what we call model reading. You need to read to your students orally and obviously out loud. You need to model what reading or good reading fluency is like. In other words, you need to show them what good reading pacing is, what good intonation is, and how to put emotions in your reading, and to stop where there is punctuation, whether it's a period or question mark. By modeling reading fluency, you will become their guide to what good reading is. The second strategy that I've always used when I was teaching is what I called reading fluency centers. I usually would create 3 centers. The first center would be read to self. The second center would be read together. And then the last one is read with teachers. Read to self is a student reading quietly or softly by themselves, but at the same time still hearing how they sound. They can record themselves while they're reading to themselves. The second center, read together, gives the student an opportunity to read the same material but together in groups of 3 or 4. This way, a student who is a low reader will not be isolated and feel embarrassed if they struggle with reading. The third center is read with teacher. This is when the teacher calls 1 or 2 students so that she or he can listen to the students read and provide feedback immediately. Now, as the teacher, it is up to you to determine how long the centers would be, how long when the students need to transition to each center. The third strategy is what I believe going to level up your students' reading fluency is assigning the students to read every night, at least, especially with low readers, at least 15 minutes a night practicing reading fluency. There's no break. Monday to Sunday, 15 minutes of reading fluency. A child can break this up into a 5-minute section. The best part of this, since a lot of the students or their parents have cell phones, they can record themselves reading so that they can have a record of themselves practicing, and eventually maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, they can compare their progress. And at the same time, you can ask for that recording. They can bring it to school as an evidence that they did practice the reading fluency, and you can even listen to it and provide critique. Now, you have these 3 important, powerful strategies in improving your students' reading fluency. The most important part, though, is the next one. So this one is not a strategy, but an assessment. I did not include this as part of the strategy because the strategies can be optional, right? The assessment, however, is a requirement. At the end of each lesson cycle or at the end of each week, you must assess your students' reading fluency. In other words, you give them a passage, you give them a couple of paragraphs, and you assess them. You listen to them, watch how they improve, watch where they make mistakes. And after they read, you also have to ask them clarifying questions to make sure if they understood what they've read. So there you have it, 3 powerful strategies to improve your students' reading fluency. Maraming salamat po sa panonood. Hanggang sa muli.